I would like to start by saying thank you very much for the invitation to be part of this great summit on balanced and inclusive education. I come from Globe Ethics in Geneva, and our greatest input in the world of the academia is to add values and ethics in education. I would like to make just 4 brief points for the simple reason that the academia is being questioned and interrogated to say how they can add value to the topic of education, which we know is about the entire cultural ambient of human beings and societies. The first point to make is that the primary functions of the academia who work in universities are to make positive contributions to society through values. And these values that are based in education empower stakeholders. The stakeholders are students, they are professionals, they are teachers, and even the institutions of higher education themselves. They are empowered with competencies to work towards innovative and horizon-broadening research, which benefits entire society. The second point is to say that the academia have a vital role to play in transformation of society and the sharpening of ethical and critical thinking for all stakeholders. When I go to a higher education to study, the key things that happen is I learn rational thinking, critical inquiry, thinking upon thinking, asking questions, philosophizing, and looking at the higher goals. Education makes me think teleology and also think complexity. This is a role which higher educations play in the world and therefore for society in general. It is not for nothing that the bankers of the future, the presidents of countries, lawyers and legal luminaries, all those who lead society at various areas and levels, family members, professionals, engineers, computer technologists, all these come from higher education institutions. And what they learn, they bring into the larger society. Therefore, if they only acquire knowledge without some level of values and character, society benefits only knowledge and epistemology without the normative. I will say 2 more points and then I've rounded up. Ethics in higher education, therefore, has the potential to promote inclusive societies that respect diversity, that inculcate values, that protect life. They have the responsibility that makes teaching, learning, research, and training serve the common good. The common good of all is that which we call impact research. For example, there is no water in the desert, or food does not grow in specific areas. And we do know that with acquiring knowledge, especially of such that add value, academia transforms society not just from reproduction, but to change. The final point to make is that at globeethics.net in Geneva, we try to grow a consortium of universities and higher education institutions around the topic of integrating ethics in higher education. This is done through the networks and through the consortium members and through the partnerships of universities and associations of higher education institutions around the globe. The impact has been enormous, and it is time to think of how to build synergies and coalitions around the topic of making education something worthwhile. Worthwhile means it is worth, because it has value, it has credit, it has ethics, and it adds to the overall goals of society. The agenda of the United Nations 2030 is that no one be left behind. Through education, we can make this happen. The shock and the shame for many countries in the world is when the budget of nations towards education is much less than their budget for defense or other areas of human development. We do know that human development, which starts with critical education, values-driven education, and of course feeding agriculture, are key to development for a society. An appeal, therefore, is being made that nations and actors and those who are stakeholders not only make education stronger in their own work and passion, but that ethics and values-driven education make this happen. Thank you very much.